Hello, this video is related to the predicting the prices of the house using machine learning. So here we are using a Python for coding. So these are the libraries that we have imported here. We are using sklearn to load the dataset. So we are taking the Boston dataset for house pricing or for predicting the prices of the houses. First we load the data. So you can see the data consists of several attributes. So 13 attributes are there. So out of that I will focus on this LSTAT. Okay, so lower status of the population. Okay, because this is going to hit more the pricing of the house. Okay. So here we have all the attributes in the features. When I print the feature, so the features with its name and with its values are printed on the screen. Now next, so 13 attribute is there in the Boston dataset, and 14th is the target value. Target value is the price value that we want to predict. Okay, so these are the known target values. Maximum target value is 50, minimum target value is 5. So here we are concatenating the features with the target value, and I will print it. So you can see the features are concatenated with the target values. So before predicting, we should know is there any relation between the target values and the attribute values. Okay, so first our aim is to get that relation, how they are related. Is target value with the LSTAT value, target value with the RM value. Okay, so we need to get that relation. So correlation we will use here for getting the relation between the target value with its attribute. When I print the attribute with the target value, so the LSTAT have a highest correlation with the target variable. After that RM is what? Number of room square available, and after that PT, ratio, index. So we can see here the LSTAT have the highest correlation. So we will use the LSTAT as a X and target value as a Y. So with this command we are normalizing the X data and the Y between -1 to 1. So out of this data we want to split the data into a trained data as well as a test data. Trained data will be used for training the model, and test data is used for testing the model. Means for what? Whether the model is performing nicely or not. So that can be happen with the help of test data. So we are using a 20% data for the testing and 80% for the training the model. So in machine learning, there are several algorithms are there. So what we are using here a simple linear regression model for predicting the price. So simple linear regression model is nothing but a simple line equation. T is equals to mx plus c. T is the target value, x is the attribute value or the independent variable, and t is the dependent variable. So we are using here three functions defining error, defining updates, and defining the gradient descent algorithm. Okay, so this error is a MSE, mean square error. Now the cost function here we are using as a sum of mx plus c, that is the predicted value, minus t, that is the actual value, raised to the power 2. So in here we need to get the values of m and c. So to get the value of m and c, we will differentiate that cost function with respect to m, that will give you the value of m, and we will differentiate that cost function with respect to c, we will get the value of c. So when we will differentiate the cost function, we will get the gradient of m, and when we will differentiate the cost function, we will get the gradient of c. So gradient of m and gradient of c, we will use that value to get the updated value of m. So updated value of m is nothing but m minus gradient of m into a learning rate. Learning rate is the value between 0 to 1, so as to converge the model toward its correctness. So this is the update function. Gradient of m, gradient of c, m is equals to m minus gradient of m into learning rate, c is equals to c minus gradient of c into learning rate, and we will return that m and c value. This is the function of gradient descent. Here inputs are initializing m, initializing c, x data, t data. X is nothing but a train data, x of train. This is the y of train, learning rate, iteration, or how much iteration we want to run this function, error threshold. Error threshold is the minimum value of error that we can compromise. So we are taking m as initializing m, c is equal to relation of c, error value, mc value. We are creating here a list because we want to store the error in the error values, and this m and c value in the m and c values. So we are running here a loop for the iteration, number of iteration. So e is equals to error m of x, m, x, c and t. This will call the error function and we will get the error. If this error is less than error threshold, we are breaking the loop because our aim is achieved. If it is not less than, then we will store that error in the error values. After that, we will call the function update to update the m and c value. After that, we will store the m and c in the m and c values. Okay. So we will return the m, c error values and the m, c values. Okay. This is the main code. Initializing m value 0.1, 0.9, initializing c value to 0, learning rate to 0.001, iteration to 250 iteration we are running the code, error values 0.01. So we can taking the error threshold as a 0.0, means that much error we can accept. Here we are calling the gradient function. So now we will get the m and c values with the help of gradient descent. Now what we'll do, we'll plot the train data of x train and the y train. So this is the x train. So when I will plot, I will get this data, and when I will plot x train versus predicted or the model that we have got, means m into x train plus c. Okay, this is the model that we have got. So when I will plot x train versus the model, so I will get a linear line. Red will indicate the model line that we have got, and LSTAT. So is this the correct? Yes, because LSTAT, when the LSTAT value is low, the pricing is high because they are inversely proportional, and when the LSTAT value is low, when the LSTAT value is high, the pricing should be low. So this is going down. So means the model is working nicely. After that, I plot error. Error is decreasing. Okay. Okay, this is the animation. This animation will show how the line is adapting, means how the optimized value of MNC we are getting. So now we have a model. Now we will use the testing data to validate our model. Okay, so when we will use the predicted is equals to m into x test plus c, and we will calculate the mean square error, we will get a 0.01. The error is less, and you can see the model is working perfectly. After that, we will see the x test, y test, and the predicted. For the testing attribute, the target value, the test value of the target we already have it, and the predictor we already calculated. So this is the normalized data. So first we need to convert that to the original shape. So we can reshape the data to its original form with the help of x scalar dot inverse transform. So this will give you the original data, and after that, when I will plot that data, or when I can print that data, this will give you the clear understanding of the model. So you can see x 6.86, okay, percentage. So target y is 23.3 and the predicted value is 28.19. Means this is not an exact figure, but we can say we are getting the closer value related to the target one. Why? Because when the value of x is increasing, our value of target or our value of the target will decrease. So 14.15 we can see here 20, predicted value is 21.1. When the 27.38, the 8.5. So you can easily see when the x is increasing, the target value is decreasing. Okay, 6.58, 30.552 means when we have a less x, we have a higher target value or the predicted value. So our aim is here to observe the target value and the predicted value. So target value, when the target value is 23.3 and we are getting the predicted value as 21.9, this is not exactly the same value, but we are approaching near. So from this model, we can say that our model is perfect, very closer, and we can say we can use this model for the further prediction. Okay. Thank you very much.